Star.
No, you can't. It's a lot of things you can't do in Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's a remarkable game.
I agree.
And it tanked clearly.
Budget price though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's $40. So it was like Sly, but Sly sold really well.
I think
so
it's 20.
Well, Sly had some name, cachet attached to it.
Right. I think it's 20 now on PSN, like right now.
Probably is. I mean, the game hanked. So and that said, it's one of those examples of a game. We talked about this with Starhawk and even Twisted Metal. It's like, why bother if you're just not gonna do anything with it? Like, why are you even making this game? If the game probably sold. God, if it sold worldwide 50,000 units, that's probably pushing it.
Is that bad? Huh?
Yeah. So, like in Japan, it sold like 5,000.
In all your walks, you go. You have these, developer sit downs. You talk to Sony heads for like hours on end, right? Have you ever talked to them about that? Like, why?
Yeah, I have. I've talked to people that make these games about why they make them and stuff like that. And not all this stuff is fit for publish, but
sure. I didn't know what the feeling you get back from it.
Well, because they don't. With a game like Starhawk, like you don't expect that the game is going to. Like Starhawk sold, but like no one played it.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It does. Yeah.
Like that game requires. It's very similar to Mag. Like it requires people to play.
A dedicated hardcore fan base to jump in and be playing nonstop.
And like with Twisted Metal was the most frustrating of them all because Twisted Metal was so easy to sell if they just did it right. And you know what? Like when we were doing the Rewind Theater for that new PS4 commercial for the players, or whatever, that's exactly the kind of thing that Twisted Metal needed, like on TV, real quick. Like. Remember playing it on PS1? Remember playing Black on PS2? Remember being in your college dorm room? Remember, play it with your son now. Now it's Twisted Metal's. Like, it would have been so easy to do, and like they just let these games die. I don't understand that mentality, and it's fucking annoying.
I mean, it's this weird thing where like you have this line where people are creating these pieces of art, like people, especially like something like Studio Japan, where they're cultivating creativity, like. Someone had this idea for Puppeteer and pitched it and liked it and was passionate about it. And it's really cool that it's able to go through kind of all the levels and actually come out even despite the bureaucracy. But then you realize it's also a business. And it's like they need to be making things that are, number one, going to be profitable. And number two, are going to like sell and catch on and become franchises and do all these other things. So it's like it's a testament to Sony that they believe in creativity enough that they can allow these games to come out, but it's also kind of sad because, like you said, like they almost shouldn't bother if they're not going to put marketing power into them and let them thrive.
Although we're sitting here talking like these kind of grand, beautiful failures are a new thing. But I mean, if we go back through video game history, all the way back to the 8-bit era, there are remarkable games that didn't sell at all that now we celebrate. And this may just be something that's going to be with us as a part of that business. Some of it's that at the beginning, who really knows what's going to happen? You sit there and you look at this, go, that's a great idea, let's make it. And about halfway through, you sit there and go, oh my God, we're not going to sell any of these. But by then, that's been going on for 20, 30 years.
That was my thing. Like, how much of it is we have to get it out before next gen, before this, but then you miss a milestone, or they just shift a milestone, and so then you are just in this lose-lose situation, right? It's similar, like, why would you put work into that? How many videos or articles do we put up on IGN, right? They get run right off the front page. They go down the blog roll and they disappear, and nobody ever sees them again. And it's just like, well, we were working on it, and that was when it ended up that was our shop, but there was breaking news, or this happened, and some unforeseen circumstance popped up.
Yeah. I think, I know Gavin Moore, who's the guy who made the game, and I know that he's really happy with the game, and like, I think that Sony has to be happy with the critical reception of the game, because the critical reception is, I think, 8+ on Metacritic, which is fucking awesome. So it's not their fault. It is an issue of like all the things coming together, and marketing is basically the problem. Like, you can market a game like that. Little Big Planet was marketed. You look at Little Big Planet, especially in the original one, it's a fucking burlap sack boy, and like it's on PS3, which is really struggling and all these things. But the game ended up selling millions of copies, so much so that Media Molecule was purchased by Sony. So there's a way to do it. It's just they don't have the fortitude to do it. And it's frustrating to see this happen with first and second parties at Sony, because it's very rarely the quality that's the problem in those games. Like. People call us PlayStation fanboys and stuff sometimes, and that's fine. This is a PlayStation podcast, whatever. But like the quality of the game is very rarely the issue. If you look at the first party, like they make good games, and if you look at the second party, they don't bother making shitty games, with the exception of like a few like that have come out. Like Layer's not a second party game, but that's an example.
Yeah.
Talk about Layer, Greg.
Didn't like Layer. Motion controls.
Let's not even rehash.
I had almost forgotten Layer.
A lot of people
will never forget.
Gosh.
So that's that.